you need to know what you're dealing with and what you're walking into. So I realized these were kids. I'm like, okay, I do have to go over here. I've called the police already because they're playing music loudly. You've come with, I don't know, at least 25 people.
But not one person per car.
Where I got lucky. Again, and it's like, also, it was like, you guys are, it's a fucking pandemic. This is the thing of the pandemic.
It's traveling rather fast for a caravan.
Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of this episode of Once Upon a BnB. This is Maha, and look who's back.
One day I will be money back in.
You know, she said since you missed an episode that she's going to rub in your face like you did for her earlier.
I told her,
And now you have more seniority.
The fans really miss me, and I'm just happy to be back.
It just wasn't the same, I'm not going to lie. It was not the same without you, but damn, you missed a wild story.
I heard it was
It
really
was just
good.
weird. It wasn't even like...
You met we have a new friend.
This is our guest, Precious. Have you
Hi,
two met?
Precious. Yes, we've become acquainted. I'm Precious.
I am super excited for the next story because the first one was really fucking weird. We got to follow up on that too. Like, I need to know more.
And I'm Ian, and I'm excited too.
Oh, sorry. Ian is also part of this show.
I actually don't think I said my name because I got so excited. I was doing my Ann's impersonation, which is not very good.
It was okay.
Okay.
We'll work on it together.
Yeah.
Now I'm glad to be back, guys. You know.
Glad to have you. Nice of you to join us. But you know.
Day in the life. But yes, I'm mad I missed the first story. So I anticipate this second story, part 2, to be just as interesting.
Oh, goodness. Yes, it is. It is. Okay, should I dive in?
Let's just head first.
Dive in. Okay, so this is another one from the house. So I have 3 houses, 5 apartments. So
Congrats.
You would have known that
One
had
tiny
you.
Yes.
Yes, a tiny house as well. So from the
She's
house,
young too. She's like a little baby boss.
A little baby boss.
baby goat.
Baby goat. Sorry.
Period.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 25.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. When's your birthday?
March 13th.
Pisces.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna say that was your birthday too or something.
I'm a February Pisces.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Still good though.
Mhm.
Everybody loves Pisces.
You haven't played that game in a long time.
I know I
What's your
haven't been able to
sign?
get vibes. So yeah.
No, you get a vibe from a Pisces the moment they walk in the door.
A March one for sure. She's like the extended version, like what I would be like out more. I'm past it.
Like you times 10?
Yeah.
What are Pisces like?
feisty,
Of course.
Okay,
Yes,
I can see
definitely
that.
feisty.
emotional.
Yeah.
But yes, talk to us more. I wasn't here, so okay. Buildings on
Yes.
buildings.
Previously
Okay.
on.
Last
So,
time on.
Previously, we had the guest still in the air mattress. You all can watch that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So this is right when we had started back up post-pandemic. Well, I wouldn't even say post-pandemic because we're kind of still in a panty.
Mhm.
So
I was actually going to ask, like, how long did it really slow down for the pandemic? Because, you know, Atlanta was open, like, April 2020, so...
The pandemic was declared March 16th, I believe. So all of the reservations for the rest of March were canceled, and then April, and I got back up in May.
Yeah, that's what I was
Wow.
thinking. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think they took too long.
Yeah,
to break.
it wasn't too.
It
It was
seemed
been
kind of
actually-
scary at like a point, but then it was like
Atlanta was over it very quickly.
Exactly, it was a point of like these bills need to.
They
be
were like,
paid.
but the bowling alleys, we need to open the bowling
yeah, that
alleys.
was the first thing.
Yeah.
And those dirty shoes, you
Right, like, who
Oh
the fuck
my
is even
gosh.
bowling like that? But anyway.
and sharing the balls, anytime.
Nobody likes to
It's
share
not-
balls.
Yeah, it's just not sanitary.
The bowling lobby must be very strong in Georgia because that was the first thing they opened.
Atlanta opened way too.
They must have a
quick,
super PAC.
but quick enough. So with this one, particularly this, so this was right after the pandemic. So just understand. I say that because that's gonna help you get in the frame of mind of why I approve this guest.
Okay.
Mhm.
Afraid of everything.
Yeah, so why I approve this guest. So number one, so this is actually me actually making all of my guests be 25 or older. And this is before
that's
I was
smart.
Oh, you
25 or
can.
older.
That's an option. You can make it like that.
No, but you can say that that's the thing. And say you're going to check. And that deters most people anyway.
Okay.
So,
and you weren't
Smart.
even 25 yet. That's funny. That's very cute.
Yeah, I know.
But you're a different kind of 25-year-old because you're a March Pisces.
This is true, yeah.
This is fact.
Not
She's not lying. Yeah. So either way, so these guest books. So we had this young girl reach out. And I knew she was young. I didn't know how young, but she reached out and she's like, "Hey, like, we're just looking to book. It's just gonna be a couple friends, nothing crazy. We're just staying like 2 nights and that's it. It's
What
gonna
were
be
the
about
signs
6
of her
us."
youth? Excuse me.
Oh, well, number one, the way that she typed. And then, they never like. But the guests that I always have a problem with, like, they never greet you initially. It's just they'll ask the
They
question.
jump straight into
Exactly.
it. There's no, hey.
What time is checkout?
Yeah.
It's like,
Kids
hey.
these days.
I know, right?
I was saying, was she typing like uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase?
Yes.
No, she was.
Again, because there are indicators like that, right? Like if they put a space at before the punctuation and after it,
It's like grammar.
Oh,
it's just stupid stuff. So
Excess emoji.
Yeah.
that was
Undoubtedly.
one indicator, and then on top of that, the indicator in addition to that was just after she was then approved or her reservation accepted, seeing the photo, and it's one of those that, like, people who high school,
tongue out, like.
exactly. So I'm just like, okay, she assured me that it'll be all
So
right.
it doesn't show you. It's been so long since I was host. It doesn't show you the photo until after they book.
Exactly, until after you actually accept them. So either way, we are anticipating her arrival
And
again.
6 people, you said?
Yeah, she said it was initially 6 people. We are anticipating her arrival. Mind you, this is also, again, once after pandemic had happened, you all know from listening to the first story that initially when the pandemic happened, I was living in the house, and that's how I came up with the tiny house idea. So I am
built
living
a tiny house in the back just to catch you up. But yeah.
Wait,
But-
so this is at this point, tiny house is up and running, right?
No, the tiny house is not
Okay.
up and running.
It
This
took
is
a
May
year to
2020.
build.
Exactly,
Yeah. Yes.
exactly.
Oh, because getting all the materials because of the
Exactly.
pandemic.
It's on YouTube.
Tiny
you can check it
materials,
out.
tiny
Oh,
stuff.
yes,
at
I
this
will.
point,
Oh,
I
little
am-
tiny materials. That's so cute.
Not tiny material. They are tiny.
Little
With
tiny
tiny
permits.
tools.
Oh my God, how cute
Got a
would
little
that
tiny
be?
inspectors.
Oh
got
my
a,
god!
Oh my gosh, what if it had like a tiny bed and a tiny stove and a little tiny TV?
They have that. They
That's
have that.
adorable.
I love stuff like that.
That is.
That is, I mean,
cute.
I like
those
tiny
videos.
anything.
Mhm.
Those little bottles of ketchup, like the
Yeah.
little hot sauces, especially the little. Have you seen the mini
It's one
Tabascos?
circulating now where somebody cut a hole in the wall and you open up the little hole and it's a little like a security room, like
Oh
a
my
little tiny
gosh,
security
that's
room.
adorable.
I like
Atlanta
that.
has those tiny doors everywhere
Oh,
too.
yes.
Those are
Mhm.
cute.
Yes,
Anyways,
ATL
we got
tiny
a little
doors.
off topic, but
ATL
use
tiny doors.
tiny. See the tiny Bud Lights? Like
there's
8
tiny
ounces.
Bud Lights.
They're cute. They're cute.
Oh my gosh, it's
not
adorable.
seen
I want a
You
tiny
use them as,
Corona.
like-
Y'all have seen my dog. You know I love tiny things. And
Have
I
you
have to
seen her
grit my
dog?
teeth
have
when I talk
not.
about little things.
I have not seen the tiny dog. No, I have a tiny dog too.
Oh,
What kind of dog?
Mini golden doodle.
that's a thing.
Yes.
I just have a little Yorkie.
Yes.
Shout out
She's
baby
a mini
Janet.
golden
She's not
doodle.
with us today.
That's my baby. She's my puppy. This is her actually.
Oh,
Wow.
she's still a puppy.
Yeah, she's 12
That's
weeks now.
adorable.
What's her name?
Sasha.
Love human names for dogs.
Yes.
She's
exactly.
Janet, also a human name.
Yes. Come on now, we love Janet.
I know.
Look. Okay.
Wait, what's the funniest like human name for animals? I love this game.
Like Brad or Chad.
Yeah.
Let's go around the
Brandon.
table.
I don't know.
Jonathan,
Brandon.
Deborah,
Sounds like a Deborah.
Deborah.
Deborah's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, I saw a post today that was like, how come people named Deborah always go by Deb instead of bruh?
I saw that.
Bruh.
That's so funny. Anyway.
Or Deborah. It's not
Deborah. Ew, that's awful.
Yeah.
Deborah's
Sorry. Tiny house.
tiny house. So we are there. So I'm anticipating her arrival at the main house. Again, tiny house is being built. I'm now renting out the main house. So I am not there again because I'm not comfortable renting and then being in the same house.
Mhm.
So I was actually renting a room out in my neighbor's house. So this is again pandemic, temporary discomfort for long-term satisfaction.
Yeah.
That's what was going on.
You're
So-
nearby though, a neighbor's house.
Exactly.
Wait,
I'm
was your
nearby.
neighbor actually like Airbnb-ing, or you just like was like,
No.
hey neighbor, can
Yeah.
I? Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, it was like a hey neighbor, let me rent out. You're not using them? Okay, let me rent that room out. And it was like dirt cheap, save so much
Were
money.
you friends with
absolutely
these
amazing.
neighbors?
Mhm.
So okay.
Yeah, girl, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't like knock on the door like, hi, nice to meet
Hey.
you. Can I rent your room?
Yeah, no. So we were close. But yeah, so I was close and I was next door. So nonetheless, they are arriving, right? And mind you, she did not plan to arrive, or she wasn't arriving until like 9:30, 10 o'clock p.m.
When you watching your cameras, because I usually don't look at them unless it's like
something
way when they're
happens.
getting there, or like, a bunch of notifications or at late at night, So, so I'm curious how you look at your cameras.
I looked at, so initially starting out when I first got the house, because it's my first house, I was looking at those cameras like all
the time. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what are you guys doing? Like, it's like, hey, I see you got 9 guests instead of just 8. What's going on?
Where's the luggage? You're supposed to be here for 4 days. Where's the luggage?
So I have gotten out of that now. So by this time, I was only checking when they would arrive. However, I didn't even check when they arrived. It was the matter of, because I was at my neighbor's, I was actually at the house doing some work. I was sitting in front of the living room window, and I'm sitting there, I'm on my laptop, and I see like a car zoom down the road in front of the window.
Like these Gen Zers love to drive.
And that is a fact.
This is a neighborhood, sir.
This would alarmed me. Many people who live in the neighborhood, this is how I knew it had to be one of my guests, because I'm also the only one who's Airbnb. Like, people in my neighborhood know. Some people don't like it. They don't like me. Whatever.
Fuck those people.
Yeah. Nonetheless, most people.
Reynolds-town.
It's a dead end. It's a dead end street. So this is how I knew it's like, it's you guys. Like, why would you do that?
Speed down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, because there's also like a speed bump that if you don't
know it's there.
Exactly. You're gonna, and now the whole block knows you're here. So the whole block knew that they were there.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did I see that one car, after that one car had sped down, I'm like, okay, what's that? I look out the window. I'm now starting to see like another car, another car, another car, another car, another car. And it's like 8 vehicles, like parked across the street from the house, in the driveway, one parked on my lawn.
No.
One parked on my lawn. So at this point, I'm like, all right, okay. I look at my camera just to see like, okay, what are these people looking like? Because obviously it's me, and I'm very cautious of when some things go down, I have to go knock on the door. You need to know what you're dealing with and what you're walking into. So I realized these were kids. I'm like, okay, I do have to go over here. I've called the police already because they're playing music loudly. You've come with, I don't know, at least 25 people.
But not one person per car.
Where I got lucky, again, and it's like, also, it was like, you guys we're in a fucking pandemic. This is the thing of the pandemic.
It's traveling rather fast for a caravan.
We're in the thick of a pandemic, and you guys know, it was just crazy. So nonetheless, I look at the camera, and I see that they're struggling to unlock the keypad lock. And that is where my luck came in. It's like, okay, they were struggling.
You don't know how to get in.
Exactly. They didn't know how to get in. So I'm like, they never actually ended up entering the home. So what happened was, I see that they're struggling. She ended up calling me. And I guess she told everybody else to be quiet.
Be quiet.
Yeah, everybody be quiet.
Because they didn't know I was
they're playing loud music just outside waiting to get in?
Exactly. They're playing loud music. But then when they called me, when the call actually came in, it was like, okay.
Dead silent.
Yeah, exactly. Y'all be quiet, whatever. So I'm like, so when she called, she's like, hey, I'm having some issues unlocking everything. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm actually, not too far. I can just pull up right now and I can come try and help you. So that's what I'm pretty much like, okay, I'm going to go over there, show up. Obviously, I see that you all are here. I'm just going to tell you all to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So.
But did she get like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, I'll see you soon. Or she like nervous like that?
She said, okay. This is what made it even funnier, right?
You're like, I'm nearby. And then 10 seconds later, you're like, here I am.
It was dead ass 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So 10 seconds later, I walk around. I don't even like take the street. It's like, again, my neighbor's house is here. My house is here. I literally walk across the lawn. Hey. And it's funny because I could tell that she was starting to tell them to like, okay, y'all go. She's about to come.
Yeah.
And with all the cars, are they moving?
Not on the lawn though. That's crazy.
So either way, they do that, right? Like she starts to do that and I can tell like some of them are starting to pull off. And when I pull up, I'm like, oh, hey, what's going on? And so then when I show up, I didn't even pretty much ask any questions. I'm like, yeah, I'm Precious. This is my house. You guys have to leave.
Right.
So then at that point, obviously they're not happy. They're like, well, why? I'm like, well, you said there were 6 people on your reservation. There's like 20 of you here now. And mind you, it's like, again, these are young kids.
Yeah.
It seemed to me, they were giving just graduated vibes.
Yeah.
Like we think we're grown. We're kind of getting there.
Like graduated like high school, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. They were giving just graduated high school vibes. So
and you need a small crew to open the house up to get the party set up. You can't roll in that.
That's the party pro.
The whole party came before they even got into the house. It's crazy.
Poor party planning.
Poor
very
party planning.
It's terrible party planning because on top of that, it's fucking 20 of you.
Yeah.
You could have went to go get Like,
y'all could have Ubered.
You could have did so. Like, you could have been way smarter about this. So then she was upset because I told her, I'm like, yeah. She's like, so are you going to give us our money back? No.
Yeah.
No. She's like, well, so what are we supposed to do? What are we going to do tonight? I don't know.
Go back to your parents' house.
I have no idea. No,
that's a lot of allowance.
Exactly, literally.
Because 3 weeks allowance.
There were too many of them to like. That was one of the premise of the conversation was like, there's so many of you that I'm sure if you all put $20 together, you'd have something to go get a hotel room. You guys can have all the fun you want. Mm-hmm. So either way, they're not wanting to leave at this point. So I'm still waiting on the cops. Mind you, again, this Airbnb is in South Atlanta. The cops take a little bit of a
last pandemic.
They've got bigger fish to fry. Oh yeah, that too. Did you call the police? Did you call the police before they called you and said they couldn't get in, or after?
No, this was after. This was after when I checked the cameras and I realized, okay, there's a bunch of people. There's all of these cars. That's when I called them. So, again, tell them to leave at this point because I have now told them that they're not getting their money back. Mm-hmm. They are now wanting to cause more of a
ruckus.
Exactly. And it's like...
So are some of these people like slowly like, oh, we were going to run away? They're coming back?
These are bold Gen
right.
And then they see you, so they're like... Okay.
Exactly.
Right.
And they see me and it's just like,
she's one of us.
Exactly. So I got called, like they called me. They're like, well, you're ugly anyway. I'm like, what? And she's like, well, if you're going to take our $250.
You stinky doo-doo head.
Literally. She's like, well, if you're going to take our $250, you must be broke. Like, you must not have any money. You must need it more than I do. I'm like, okay.
I own this house. Y'all are the broke-ass teenagers going 20 deep on a...
Literally, on a $200 reservation.
Right.
So, nonetheless, they, again, stayed around for, I would say, at least like 15 more minutes. They're like playing loud music, standing on top of their cars, again, like yelling. Like, this is embarrassing for me. Yeah. Because it's also...
It's your neighborhood where you live,
and then it's also a matter of, I'm old enough to know, okay, I probably shouldn't engage, but I'm young enough to be like, I'm young enough to engage.
Right, exactly, yes.
I'm young enough to engage with you, you know? So that was the hard piece about that. But the cops didn't end up showing up. Actually, they left before the cops ended up showing up. Luckily.
Nice.
Yeah.
Exactly. They left before the cops ended up showing up. But then the cops showed up and it's just like, well, the shit's over now.
Yeah,
it's been 30 minutes. Right. Exactly. It's been 30 minutes.
It wasn't like a violent emergency.
I know.
Exactly. No, seriously. So after that, she ended up writing, like the moment that the review was ready to be written, ended up writing me the nastiest review. She's like, this house is disgusting.
She never went inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Never went inside. Tried to contact Airbnb about it. Airbnb did not remove that reservation. That was my first 1-star rating.
Wow.
And on top of that, she called me ugly in a reservation, so I wanted that removed anyway.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't remove it.
Yeah, because it's like, you could, I would think, now there's no reasoning with these.
Did you report them to Airbnb or not?
Yeah. No, I let them know about it. But I don't know whether or not it's because the ugly was in the private note.
Stop the private
but also
note.
The public
and
part,
you ugly anyways.
like talking shit about the inside of the house when they clearly hadn't been in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That right there is a clear lie.
And you have footage. Of them not being able to get inside.
So honestly, I feel like it was more of that because it was during the pandemic. Airbnb already had so many other people coming through with canceling, extenuating circumstances. Like, I probably should have pushed more to get my money back.
It probably wouldn't have mattered.
Exactly, because you could barely get in contact with
right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I would assume they probably laid a lot of people off during the pandemic because they assumed business was going to, crash.
No.
So how did you build back up from that 1-star rating, like after you get that dent?
Oh my God. I mean, well, number one, you get people in there a little quick. So for me, it's helpful because the houses are always booked out. Mm-hmm. So even if, for instance, if this weekend I was to get a negative review, I already have bookings coming in for the next couple of weeks. So once they come, it'll push
out.
It. Exactly. Yeah. It'll push it down pretty quickly.
And when you have enough ratings, that average, it gets melted into the average. So you barely take a hit. And then once they've, it's been bumped down.
Yeah. Exactly.
People
like nobody
see it. Yeah.
And then on top of that, it's like, I know how to respond in like a nice, nasty way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your response.
Yeah, what was your response?
I don't even...
We're like nice, nasty pros.
Like seriously, like nice, nasty as hell. Like I could show you nice, nasty on some recent ones.
I'd love to see some nice, nasty.
We do have a review segment.
We do, like hilarious Airbnb reviews.
Some of my best ones. I'm known for having a really good response.
A really good nice
Hey,
response.
pull them up. We'll cut
really
the
good
empty
nice
space out. Is that a thing we can do? I don't know. Probably.
Let me see.
We'll take care of it in post.
I just can't believe they were just so bold.
They're teenagers. Yeah.
I can.
That's hilarious.
What'd your neighbor say?
I mean, like, my neighbor, this is an old block.
Really?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm cool with my neighbors because they're old. That's why I was fine with being a roommate, because it's like,
Yeah, it's like moms and pops
they're
over
old,
here.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like an older aunt.
Is it the type of neighborhood where they have like a Facebook page where everybody like talks shit and like says like what's
That happened to me.
224 didn't put their trash can
They
in.
they don't know how to use it.
Yeah, that's true. They're old.
Reynoldstown Facebook group just shout on my Airbnb for the entire
They
time I
did?
lived there. Yeah,
Really?
I was
At
like,
Fort
infamous. They
Fiesta?
talked about Fort Fiesta and me, and then kicked me out
You're
of the
such
group.
a celebrity.
They kicked you out of the group? That's
Yeah.
so funny.
I donated. I have front row Brave seats, and I donated the 4 seats to the Reynoldstown Bingo for the fundraiser, and it was the top prize.
Nice.
And then after they were like, you don't have to donate all 4. I was like, yeah, that's so the family can go. Yeah, all 4.
Yeah.
And then so then they fucked up sending the Braves tickets to the person who
That
won them,
Oh,
and
wow.
then blamed me. And I got
Oh
very
my
angry
God.
about that.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
just like nice nastied them in a very long post.
I love
nice
nice
nasty.
nasty.
And then because they're on cahoots, like the lady who like was the admin or the friends with the girl who fucked it up,
Yeah.
they kicked me off.
Damn.
In retaliation. And
Wow.
so I only know about. Then
It
I
goes
was just
down on Facebook.
It goes down.
Yeah, I would get screenshots from the. That was like halfway through my stint there. So then the rest of the time I would just hear about or get screenshots from like
like,
Shopee or
other
my
people?
neighbor friends,
Yeah.
who would send me like just the nasty things.
Look what they said about you, Ian.
You should have like created a fake
They
Facebook
would
and
be
like got
"Look what
back in
happened
there.
again, Airbnb, like Fort Fiesta.
Goddamn
again."
Fort
Like, it would be
Fiesta.
like bus full of people for Jay and Sam's wedding. Get out, and then they just it's just like 60 dudes.
Look at
having a
this
good time.
fucking wedding party.
Yeah.
Like what? Who
They didn't
cares?
hurt anyone.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
just celebrating love.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you're popular, Ian. I mean, you just get attacked.
You do what you want when you popping though.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like those neighbors for you who
Yeah, fuck those
who
neighbors.
hated on your.
No, seriously, there's one that it's like, I remember I brought my trash cans out on a Wednesday rather than
That's what
Friday
I was
morning.
saying. They complain about the goddamn trash
Exactly.
cans.
Like, I got a warning ticket.
Wow, that sounds like my
I
neighborhood.
got a warning ticket from like law enforcement. I'm like, and this is
Law enforcement.
this is during pandemic. I'm like, did you seriously just give me a fucking ticket for the garbage can?
My HOA once gave me a ticket for having a flat tire in my driveway. My car had a flat tire in my driveway, and they gave me a ticket.
They were like, "This looks ugly."
No,
Miss
actually,
Maha.
and they gave me a ticket one time for having the tag of the car. It was like a temporary tag because it was a new car in the back windshield of the car in my driveway again.
It's
They're like, this car doesn't have a tag. I'm like, who the fuck are y'all?
It's giving racism.
Right. They hate Egyptians.
No. I'm looking for this specific
nice
one.
nasty?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yay. Exciting.
Okay, so and this is a guest who I hate those ones who they stay and they say nothing about what's wrong.
Don't
Oh, yeah.
complain and then write the review. Yeah.
So this is one of those. So Tia says, "Hello, my visit was very disturbing to say the least. The presentation of the home was terrible. The smell was mildew. The keypad stopped working. The fridge was sticky. The bathrooms wasn't clean well. The beds are uncomfortable. The house was freezing. We had thin ass blankets and we couldn't even control the heat ourselves. We had to call the owner. Only one TV worked in the house. I didn't like that it was people in the backyard during our stay, workers and neighbors, tiny house. Owner is okay at texting, but terrible with answering the phones. The worst, capital, was Saturday night. A big ass bug was crawling on the floor of the master bedroom. If you can't tell, it was a roach. It was the most disgusting
You can't
thing
tell.
I have ever seen. I would never go back and I wouldn't dare recommend this house to a bum. Signed, Good Day.
Oh, gosh. Did she write signed or are you?
No, it was a dash. Good
day. Okay.
Okay. So again, the nice nasty, right? And for me, again, I coach people on Airbnb too. Like I help other people start up their
really?
homes, all of that. Exactly. So I always tell people that a bad review, obviously this is not the end of your business, but it is another tactic or a way or an option that you have to speak to your future guests and market to them.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know, again, reiterate the shit that they should be reading in the listing description. So this is my response. And I always like to, if it's a paragraph, I'm going to write 2 paragraphs because the type of guests who read reviews are going to read mine as well.
Yeah.
The type of guests who are going to read it, they're going to
Definitely,
read mine.
And you get
And
the
they're
last
going to
word.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And they're going to know who makes sense and who is signing shit with Good Day. So my
Of course,
response.
you can tell.
Hello. So I say, Tia, I really do wish you would have informed us you were having an unpleasant stay. Our team reached out numerous times and you were unresponsive for the most part. The one time we did chat on Friday evening, you didn't mention anything regarding your distaste of the home, of the state of the home. Before even discovering the issue with the keypad, our team sent you a note stating that your group should be using the keypad lock, the lockbox, attached to the porch of the home to simply retrieve the physical key. You are the first person to say that you are disliking the staging of our home and also the first to mention it smells like mildew. I've had our cleaning team check on both of these comments and they are not holding true. We take photos of each cleaning to know how rooms are staged and to keep track of how well they are cleaned. This property was in great shape at the start of your stay and I do have ample images to prove it. I even walked through this home following its cleaning prior to your stay. When cleaning after your group, however, there were hot chips scattered everywhere, food smeared on numerous surfaces, and used sanitary napkins left beside the trash bin.
Ew.
We do
Why beside? It's right there. Just put it in.
And these are not lies. I'm not lying anywhere in here. We do mention in the house rules and listing description that this is a smart home. So when you and your group leave the home, the thermostat auto turns to eco mode, which is heating at a temperature of 70 degrees. When you reached out saying you were a little chilly, I turned the temperature up to 75 and left it there. As stated in the house manual and check-in instructions sent to you, there are extra blankets in the drawer of the master bedroom. They never read. We also informed you well ahead of time that we have contractors completing a quiet project in the back of the home.
Quiet.
Exactly.
A quiet project. I like
Quiet.
that. Nice,
These individuals never even used the home's entrance to access the backyard. They actually used the neighbors to ensure they didn't disturb you. I'm staying at the neighbors, right? Come on now. Lastly, the roach you are mentioning is known as a water bug or palmetto bug here in Georgia. Our team has pest control out to each property we have monthly, but these bugs can sometimes still find their way in on rainy weekends since this washes away the pest control chemicals on the perimeter of the home. This past weekend when you were visiting, we had 2 very cold, rainy days. I do apologize you didn't enjoy your stay, Tia, and we do appreciate your feedback. However, most if not all of this is very untrue. Period.
Nice, nasty.
Signed,
very well nasty.
Yeah,
I didn't want to be petty and sign a good day, but good day.
You know what also causes palmetto bugs to show up is chips everywhere and
right.
Leaving doors open.
Leaving doors open.
And that's what they do.
Your guests would freak out.
Yeah.
I had a long-term guest, nice guy, that said he'd never seen a roach before.
Yeah, and he's from New Jersey. He's like, I've never seen such a thing.
I hate when they try to act like they've never seen. And then it's like, it's a roach. Oh my God.
First of all, the big ones are just ones that like sneak in from outside. The little infestation ones are the ones you gotta worry about.
Even if you've never even seen the big, it's like it makes me start to question, like, is this your annual birthday trip to Atlanta and this is like your big thing that you do during the year?
Which is
yeah.
Right, exactly.
You've been nowhere. You've never been anywhere in your life.
You're like in an Airbnb in the suburbs of Atlanta.
Right. 30 minutes out.
Right.
This is your vacation. So yeah.
Aw, sad.
Very well written.
Yeah.
Accolades.
Thank you.
She probably had a bad day too. Fuck her.
Yeah. Well, clearly she was on her period. She was probably PMSing.
Yeah. Honestly.
She was emotional. Sorry, it's so
She might have been
sexist.
Pisces.
Yeah, sexist as fuck. Sorry.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah,
Just
no,
kidding.
they take their bad days out. Like, and as of recently, I would say I get way more issues with guests, like, especially since the pandemic, the ones who go into the unit is like they try to either find small things or they lie about shit.
We're trying to get the money back.
Yeah, just
And I've been receiving so many more of those requests. So we're trying to steer clear.
You got to keep it like I know you said you stopped at 25 and up now, but also boomers are pretty bad sometimes.
Really?
Especially if they haven't done Airbnb much before.
Yeah, because they expect it to be a hotel.
Yeah.
They don't know. Yeah, they don't know the difference.
I have these 2 people.
They're like, they didn't even like come turn down the beds every day. Like, yeah, that's because it's an Airbnb. It's not a hotel. There wasn't room service. Like,
Yeah, and that's the type of shit they mentioned in the review, and Airbnb doesn't want to remove it.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, that's crazy. So really quickly, just tell us you have a like an Airbnb consulting business. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So the platform is called Airbnb Money. You can find it on Instagram. You can go to my website at preciouscprice.com. But yes, Airbnb Money is that platform. You can find us on Instagram. We're about 11 or 12,000 deep. thus far.
Congratulations.
So really, really good. But
Baby goat.
Thank you. But I pretty much that platform is strictly to just educate people on my own journey with Airbnb and helping them to understand how they're able to get started and what their options are. A lot of people just think that it's a matter of going to go rent an apartment and then flying under the radar, not telling the apartment complex. But really, again, you can actually set this up as a business and really scale and make some really good money if you do it properly. So that's pretty much what I'm showing everyone. We have a mentorship program. There is an ebook available. I have a webinar that covers everything in regards to corporate leasing. So you can find all of that at the platform, at the link in that bio. Go to it. You can literally, I have bingeable content, so you'll probably be on that page for a long time.
That's great.
I went live when the guy stole the air mattress.
That
so
is
you can find that too on the IGTV.
And soon, I'm sure you can find this episode of Once Upon a BnB. 12,000 followers. What's up?
But yeah, so you can find all of that information there. And I do again, this is like business coaching, helping other people to start that. My background is in marketing and business, so I do help people do the whole digital marketing. How do you really take on your personal brand and monetize it? I do that too. So my Airbnb money and my personal page link back to each other all the time. So you can find all of that information there.
Awesome.
Yes, go, Precious.
Yes.
Woo.
Well, thank you so much. Those were two amazing stories.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thanks
We'll
for
definitely be
telling it.
following and looking for that link to our podcast.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sure there'll be more crazy ass stories that you all can follow at Airbnb Money on Instagram.
Definitely. Well,
I'm
if you have
interested to hear
anyone,
these apartment stories you said that are a little different, a little weirder.
You'll hear them foreshadow to the Instagram.
right? If you have anything else crazy come up, you're welcome to come back. Or if you know anyone else that has a crazy story to share, let us know.
Absolutely. Well, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Thank you. I want to give you a nickname. Can it be P Money?
You know that's my nickname already.
Oh,
Girl.
thank you guys for listening.
That is my nickname already.
How did I know?
So
When
funny.
I thought about
How did I
getting
know?
a chain, it would say
P Money.
How did I know?
And money doesn't sound as good.
Yours is going to say,
it's already
it's your girl,
money.
Maha.
We know.
Oh,
Well, how you gotta get the bubble letters? But yes.
Okay.
So shout out to P Money for coming to the table.
P Money.
I'm Annsleigh.
This is Maha.
And I was Ian. Bye.
He was Ian. He's not anymore.
Now I'm Money.
I'm Money.
I am.
Bye.